So that's kind of the housekeeping out of the way. And now we've cleared the way so that we can just breathe deeply, consciously, for those glorious moments that we do. And it's enough to keep us buoyant, just every now and again to take time out to breathe deeply and allow the breath of our lives to, sustain us, maintain us, and keep our energy high, because we need to keep our energy high so that we can be adding all of that great affirmative energy out there into a world that's healing right now. And that's how we help to heal it. So I invite you now, along with me, to take a deep, deep, conscious, connected breath. It's the quickest way of centering ourselves in the awareness of the presence that is. And that is all there is. What does it profit me to know that God is everywhere present? What does it profit me to know that God is on my side and supporting me and so on, if I cannot know that God within myself? None of it matters or makes sense or is of any significance until I come to that point where I know that right within myself and around myself and about myself and above myself and below myself is the presence that is supporting me, affirming me, assisting me, on my side. And that is why I am here in this moment now, to allow myself the opportunity to be aware and to say yes. Yes to the presence, to the breath that fills me, to the breath that breathes me, to the life that lives me, to the omni-essence that flows through me. Yes. Therein lies my power, my strength. Therein lies my trust, my faith. Therein is who I am and what I am. And therein do I discover how to be in the outer world in a way that supports the true essence of my being and all being. So I allow myself now to relax, to release, to let go. I allow the body temple to be at rest, to be comfortable. And as I do, I bless this body temple, praise this body temple, thank this body temple for being all that it needs to be for me on this plane. And I'm in awe of it for taking such good care of me when I do not take such good care of it. It is amazing unto me that it should do so well, considering some neglect at times and great neglect at other times. So yes, I honor the body temple. And I bless it. And it is always my deep intention to take good care of it as it takes care of me. So blessed be all that is in form. Blessed be all that is the material plane. And when I am reminded of the words, and you have been given dominion over all the earth, I remember that means responsibility. I have been given responsibility over all the earth, to take care of it, to sustain it, to maintain it, to honor it, to bless it. I am in awe of this commission, for it is a very high indeed commission. And it is my intention to be mindful of it and to bless it, all of creation, to bless it. And it is a vast creation, limitless creation. But I most especially bless now, as I witness it, the beautiful blue-green gem called planet Earth, set in the midst of a galaxy. And I see it and appreciate it so deeply. And I'm mindful of all the beauty and grace of this amazing planet. I'm hearing in my inner ear now all the music of the spheres showing up in all of the sounds of nature, especially the bird song at the moment. I see it so gracefully in its orbit, so beautiful in its glow. So amazing to think of the variety of species upon it, in it, and around it, and above it. How awesome is this? How lavish, how opulent, the various and beauteous, copious, individualized expressions of life, all created to work unto the good, and mankind, humanity, the responsible ones for it all being sustained and maintained. I'm knowing that in each mind, in each heart now, something is quickened, something is triggered to understand this high commission, to be in awe of it and excited about it. To think of it as the garden of God over which we are its stewards, gardeners. All of life depending upon the care and the consideration, and the loving way we tend to it. But only those who live in awe and wonder understand. May we all live in awe and wonder. The joy of being alive to our living. So lead kindly light from within. Awaken each mind and heart into that wisdom and grace that fully understands what it is to respond to the highest calling of all, to serve, to make the difference, to bring to the table of life the nourishment it needs to be sustained. Let the only seeds that we sow be the seeds of love and generosity and caring and sharing and kindness and goodness, so that our hearts may sing and our voices lift up in praise of, oh, what a thing it is to be alive, alive, alive to my living, present, vital, engaged, connected to everything and everyone with the same awe and wonder. And I am reminded of the words of comfort and encouragement and strength. I go before you always, just come and follow me. Lean in when you get a bit weary, and I will refresh you, give you rest, pick you up, shake you off so that you can start all over again. And some of the most important words of all ever uttered or written or passed on. Be still and know that I am God. So for me to get in touch with that power and that presence within me, I know that the key is be still and know. I realize that this is the key. That the I am presence can only be unveiled from within when I am still, 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 in quiet and confidence. It is written, shall your strength be. I'm grateful to be in this quiet moment now, out of the swing of the sea and the distractions of the outer. Within is that beautiful, beautiful harbor of delight, safe harbor, wherein there is time to rest and revive, recover, renew. That concludes in a deep urge to be up and to be in it and to participate to the fullest in the life that has called me, in a life that wants to be lived, in that higher conscious awareness of the wholeness and the oneness and the unity and interconnectedness of all of life. I breathe in every breath of life. Every breath that's breathed is breathed in and through me. And it is a glorious thing to perceive it, to feel it. And so, yes, to Mother Earth. As I see all the pulsating points of light around it, showering it with beams of healing, relieving, integrating rays of energy, so that all may be one. And as one rise up in transformation, never to be the same as yesterday, but ready to live in a new today, as a new and improved species of all kinds. For the light is come. Heaven is at hand. The kingdom is within. And the kingdom is conscious consciousness. The awakened state. The awareness of the unity and the oneness and the allness of life. Life is one, one, one. And each and every aspect of life is a breath in it. But it's in the one body, the cosmic body. It's in the one mind, every thought I think, and everyone thinks, and everything thinks. The cosmic mind. And it is the cosmic heart that everything feels. And it is in the cosmic soul that everything in life rises. One. And only one. Because as it is written, God is all there is only God. And that means whether I have thought it, or whether I have felt it, or whether I have believed it, that means if God is everywhere present, then God is present in and as me. The awe of it. The largeness, the bigness of it. And yet, I sail in such a small vessel because my thinking makes me so. Time to rise up out of the sluggishness of mortal mind and release the inner cosmic mind to think through me and to open up the door to the cosmic heart to feel through me so that the soul can soar freely and the energy of the planet can rise up and move diligently, deliberately, intentionally into the transformation that is being invited right now. The understanding and the realization that hands are made to serve, arms are made to stretch forth in welcome, eyes are meant to smile, voices are meant to soothe, comfort, uplift. And we are one voice. What are we saying as this one voice? What are we hearing from this one voice? To know, I must listen. I must be still and listen. Just listen. Listen. And oh, what we shall hear. And no music on this planet can compare with the song of the Spirit and the music of the cosmos and the divine word that speaks when I am listening. So I listen. And so I move to blessing, to be the blessing, not to open my mouth and use words that are called a blessing, but to send forth the energy that is a blessing, and to be the blessing wherever I am, however I am. But every day in life to set the intention, today I am life's blessing. Today I am life's blessing. And so I bless my source. I bless all of creation. I bless my loved ones, my family, my friends, my spiritual community, my family, and all its friends. I bless everyone I have ever seen or heard or known, past, present, and to come. I bless every living thing and everyone. And I know the highest and the most wondrous unfolding good for all of life, all of creation. Everything, everyone. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. I send forth now out into the cosmos and beyond this blessing, this truth. And I know before I even spoke the word was heard and the word was responded to. And so now in deep gratitude and faith in Source, I say, and so it is. And so it is. The sanctuary feels so full. All your presence and more. As I woke up this morning, actually, the gulls woke me up. I always sleep with my window open if I can. So I heard the gulls in the distance, down by the sea. And then I heard the crows. God bless those crows. And I heard all the little sparrows and all the little birds chirping up a storm too. And the day had begun. Another great day had begun. And I felt blessed by the birds. So I blessed them back. And then I realized, oh yes, it's Wednesday, because you know how the days blend these days. But Wednesday for me stands out and Sunday stands out, because there's a lot of community things going on Wednesday and community things going on Sunday. And then I was thinking, okay, I wonder what Spirit has in store for us today. I never know. I never do. I'm as unaware as you are. And then Spirit shows up, however Spirit shows up. But in one of my pieces that I was reading this morning, because I usually begin the day, it's rare that I don't begin the day first and foremost with my gratitude journal and then my spiritual reading and then the meditation and so on and so forth. And sometimes it's squished, it depends on what's in the day, but I always make sure it happens, even when I don't feel like it. And that's the key. That's the key. Because there are some days I don't feel like it. I'd rather just do nothing. And there's nothing wrong with doing nothing if you're present to it. But for me, I have found that these things are necessary for me to keep me on the straight and narrow and to keep my mind centered in something greater than all the to-do lists. And so I opened up a page in the Hollywell's Working with the Law. I love this book. He talks in depth about law, but not as, now don't start thinking in terms of, justice and law and the outer world's understanding of law, because spiritual law is nothing like that. But the first thing I opened up was going up in an elevator. This man was asked casually, there was a man in the elevator, he was asked casually, what is your religion? What is your religion? And his response was, my religion is Sears, Roebuck and Company. That was his response, and they were all surprised, the people in the elevator, so the elevator opened and out he got. And people would be startled at that. Oh my God, what a pagan to think, that his religion was Sears, Roebuck, an association. And Hollywell pointed out, no, this man understood the law of intention, the law of abundance, the law of prosperity, the law of growth. Because that man ended up as one of their chief executives in the corner office with a grand salary indeed eventually. So he knew that his supply was coming via the company, and he was extremely grateful to be working for Sears, Roebuck and Associates. He was grateful, he was excited about his job, and he put his fullness into his job, and from there he raised up to the highest echelons of that society that he could. He had that kind of commitment. Now, there's a sense in which I absolutely understand that. And I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, if everybody was that committed to the work they're in, what a different world we'd be living in. The man also understood the law of sharing too. You know, you receive and you give. The scriptures say, you know, freely you have been given, now freely go and give. So he understood the flow of life, the flow of life. It's all in a circular, boomeranging kind of motion. It goes out and it comes back and it goes out and it comes back. So what you're putting out and into something comes back to you with interest, with dividends. Whether it's either negative or affirmative, it doesn't matter. It'll come back at us, pressed down and spilling over. So it just reminded me again today that really and truly there's nothing good nor bad, but thinking makes it so, and that thought is creative, and that consciousness rules our world. So it's important that you and I rule our consciousness. And most of the time we're not doing that. We're not even aware of it, far less mindfully guiding it, mindfully creating into it, planting into it the seeds we want to harvest. And it's all too easy these days to be full of anxiety and stress and impatience and allow that to feed the field of consciousness that we're in and creative in. And we can't afford to do that for all kinds of reasons. And if for no other good reason in the beginning, just to keep ourselves going and sustained and maintained, it would be a good thing to take our minds on and start to direct them and take control of them and be deliberate about what we're going to think and the kind of seeds we're going to sow for a future harvest, because we will reap the harvest of what we're going to sow. And so it behooves us all to get ahead of ourselves here and to plant now. This is planting time. We're in planting time. It's spring. It's the perfect time to start planting the fields of consciousness as well. And make up our minds now how we want ourselves to be. Decide, I'm going to be that person I always thought I wanted to be. I'm going to be the person I wanted to be when I grew up. Well, there's only one way to get to being that person, and I should say releasing that person, because that person is already here. That person has been here all along, waiting for us to allow the doors to open and for that person to come through. Because we have to do that. So I would say in this beautiful springtime, as we are enjoying the sounds of nature, and for those of us who are taking walks and enjoying the beauty and the fragrances of all that is blooming and blossoming just now, let that be a reminder that you too and I too can sow a beautiful, beautiful garden that will make us so gloriously happy we won't be able to stand it through the seeds of thought that will sow into our consciousness. Gosh, it's hard. It's the hardest kind of sowing you'll ever do, or I will ever do. Far easier to pick up a packet of seed and get out there and sow in a garden. In fact, many times we distract ourselves from doing our own sow interiorly by doing that, making ourselves busy doing something else. So I'd ask us all for the duration of these spring days to decide to sow some kind of seed every day, some seed that's going to grow us into strong and vibrant and healthy and giving and caring and empowered people. Just one little seed, one little seed, one little seed every day. And the harvest will be great as a result of that. So what does that look like then? Well, maybe if there's one particular negative thought that goes around in your mind a lot, just hang on to a concentration and a focus on that, and decide every time it comes into your head to erase it and replace it with a good seed. Sow a new thought. Sow a supportive thought. Sow an affirming thought. Sow a thought of blessing. Sow a thought of lifefulness. Just one of those negative thoughts. Just one member of that committee. Hone in on. Just one. And go through the committee one by one by one by one by one. And turn that committee of yours into an A-team that is rah, rah, rah for life. Supporting life. Your life, and consequently all life. You have the power. We're created with that power. We're empowered. We came in empowered. We're the ones that disempower ourselves, nobody else. Whatever that is, it can be any area in life that may be challenging for you. Maybe some of us too often play the victim, for example. Let's stop doing that. Hone in on victimhood and turn it into victorhood. How's that for a change? Instead of being the woe is me, Eeyore. Oh, it's Wednesday, oh. You got to have a sense of humor too, of course. That's the 11th commandment. Thou shalt laugh. Thou shalt be a comedian. Thou shalt laugh especially at thyself. Isn't that fun? I mean, that's funny. Think about it. How often do you feel like laughing at yourself, especially when you're in a tear? And if somebody laughs with you, you don't like it, and I don't like it either if that happens. But that's the time to throw up your hands and say, how incredulously stupid is this? Make them laugh, make them laugh. Do you remember that song out of Singing in the Rain? Make them laugh. My dad said, be a what? A comic, my son? Or something like that. But be a something one, funny one. Funny man, funny woman. Actually, Funny Girl was on the TV very late one night. And I caught some of it and it made me laugh. So what is it going to be for you and for me for the rest of our days? Remember, what we have left in this life on this planet, and it doesn't matter how many years those are, they're very, very short and they go very, very quickly and they are just a breath. What's it going to be for the rest of your years on this planet? The rest of your days, the rest of your moments on this planet? What is it going to be? How are you going to show up? Will you show up miserable most of the time? What is your energy like most of the time? That can change. That can absolutely change. And even those who have a cheerful disposition, we could even be more cheery, God knows, to the chagrin of others maybe. But we could. Everybody was born to laugh. Everybody was born to smile. There is so much to smile at. There is so much to laugh at. Truly there is. Oh my goodness me, I get so many funny videos from my Scottish and English and Irish clan that the tears come to my eyes a lot. And these are all people who are confined to home. But they find ways to amuse themselves and each other. I got one this morning and I was crying looking at it. Actually, I think I'm going to put that one up on our internet and you can laugh along with it. It's very, very funny. I won't tell you what it is, so you have to tune in to find out. But it'll make you chuckle, and it will say to you, my goodness me, people are people the world over, we're all the same. We're all the same. Now somebody's going to have to remind me that I promised that, or it'll never happen, because I'm going to walk into my office now and look at my desk and see the big list that's there. But it's worth the laughter. And as I say, you couldn't laugh and I couldn't laugh if God didn't first laugh. I mean, let's face it, all of this, as far as the cosmos is concerned, is a glorious laugh. And I often think to myself, you know, when people from other galaxies and other planets want to have a comedic hour, they say, let's tune into planet Earth and let's see what they're getting up to now. And I think they just howl and laugh and roll around the place when they see what we're getting up to here. I mean, really. That's that side of it. And it breaks tension. It breaks the tension of how serious and how challenging life can be at times. Even in the concentration camps, you hear stories of people telling jokes and laughing. It seems to be a necessary ingredient for us all. So practice laughter and practice laughing at and with yourself most especially. There's a comedian, and she used to give, she's not a comedian actually, she's a motivational speaker, but she does it in comedic form. Loretta LaRoche. And honest to goodness, I've seen some of her videotapes, Loretta LaRoche, and she'd make a cat laugh, and that's saying something. But she always says, and every day you have to give yourself a belly laugh. She'll say, hold on to your belly and chuckle and make yourself chuckle. And the very fact of the idea of doing that makes you laugh. But I have to stop now because I'm getting the lights saying, you know, enough of the laughter now. And I tell you, when I think of you, my dear ones, I smile. I do smile. It's such a warm and good feeling to know that this spiritual community is out in the world like a vanguard, holding the fort, keeping the energy high, keeping a strong and firm footing on reality and truth, knowing that good comes out of everything, but only when you know it, when you feel it, when you own it, when you claim it, when you make it so. And that's what's happening now, not just by means of our spiritual community, but all the spiritual communities all over the world, all the spiritualized families all over the world, individuals all over the world, each and every one holding the fort. They're like an atlas holding up the globe. That's how you are at the moment, and that's why it feels heavy at times, because we're holding it all up, but not of ourselves, only of the power and the presence that lives and moves and has its being within us. You are mighty, my dears. You are mighty. Don't think of yourself than anything less than you are mighty. And pray deeply that one day you will know yourself as your Creator knows you always, as that point of light through which it expresses itself in all of its radiance, power, and magnificence. That's who you are. So until we meet again, and there's plenty of opportunities to meet again, virtually that is. Really enjoyed our tea and chat yesterday. We get more and more every week. So please remember to do that. And of course, I'll conclude the way I always do. Wouldn't be right if I didn't celebrate my fullness and didn't celebrate my blessings and share from it. And that's what our moment of giving is. It's the celebration of our fullness and our plenty and our gratitude for it. So we take our gift between our blessing hands and we say, as always, divine love consecrates my gift. It does go forth to heal, to bless and to prosper all those who give and all those who receive. And I am grateful that I get to share this good and for the gift that I now give. And so it is. Next time, we'll have another good time together. Love you all. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And remember, follow the protocols. They're in place with your good in mind. And so it is.